But
It's a horror movie. It says, "There's my birthday girl." Very weird. Nicolas Cage. Yeah, it's a
I have
trip.
to check that out.
Yeah, check it. Yeah, well, it's a trippy, yeah, trippy movie.
Mhm.
Uh,
So, do you want me to read a little bit of something for you?
yeah, yeah.
All right. I thought, well, first I'll just say this is not an AA meeting. And I thought maybe I would read starting on the middle of page 60, right after the ABCs, where it says being convinced.
Yes, great.
Being convinced, we were at step 3, which is that we decided to turn our will and our life over to God as we understood Him. Just what do we mean by that? And just what do we do? The first requirement is that we be convinced that any life run on self-will can hardly be a success. On that basis, we are almost always in collision with something or somebody, even though our motives are good. Most people try to live by self-propulsion. Each person is like an actor who wants to run the whole show, is forever trying to arrange the lights, the ballet, the scenery, and the rest of the players in his own way. If his arrangements would only stay put, if only people would do as he wished, the show would be great. Everybody, including himself, would be pleased. Life would be wonderful. In trying to make these arrangements, our actor may sometimes be quite virtuous. He may be kind, considerate, patient, generous, even modest and self-sacrificing. On the other hand, he may be mean, egotistical, selfish, and dishonest. But, as with most humans, he is more likely to have varied traits. Would you like me to continue?
Yeah, read the next one. Yeah.
What usually happens? The show doesn't come off very well. He begins to think life doesn't treat him right. He decides to exert himself more. He becomes, on the next occasion, still more demanding or gracious, as the case may be.
Can you just stop 1 second, honey?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Those are descriptions of the actor.
Mhm.
Yeah. They're not describing you. They're describing the actor. Yeah. All right.
Okay, where was I? He becomes, on the next occasion, still more demanding or gracious, as the case may be. Still, the play does not suit him. Admitting he may be somewhat at fault, he is sure that other people are more to blame. He becomes angry, indignant, self-pitying. What is his basic trouble? Is he not really a self-seeker, even when trying to be kind? Is he not a victim of the delusion that he can wrest satisfaction and happiness out of this world if he only manages well? Is it not evident to all the rest of the players that these are the things he wants? And do not his action make each of them wish to retaliate, snatching all they can get out of the show? Is he not, even in his best moments, a producer of confusion rather than harmony?
And
Our
just
act,
and just one more sentence in the
one
next.
more, yep. Our actor is self-centered, egocentric, as people like to call it nowadays.
Great. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Oh, yes. So I feel here they're making a big attempt to to make a separation between us and the actor. Yeah. And he just went through paragraphs of how the actor is responding or reacting to life. Yeah. Now, most people believe it's their reaction to life. Yes. And this is the bondage or the adhesion of self, the act of being identified as that which has defeated you. Yeah. This is the adhesion. This is what does it. We're mistaking the actor to be us. Yeah. And then for when the actor, it's like a shadow that can speak and talk, yeah, and all this. When it starts telling us how it feels, we believe it's how we feel. Yeah. Because we've lost the sense of us. We haven't lost it. It's unsuspected. Yeah. So the sense of us is unsuspected, and we're living as if we're the actor. Yeah. And this is the beauty of recovery in many ways, is when you go to meetings, you get together with a lot of actors who seem to be having the same character in in a different setting or a different like a period piece movie or whatever, but it's basically the same. And so you listen to that actor across the way share their thoughts, their feelings, and their reactions to life and what they did and all this. And it sure sounds like what you did. So yes, we're following the same script. All the actors are following the same script written out by alcoholism. Yeah. And it's so funny because when you see another actor, yeah, you know they're fucked like in a minute. It may take the actor 30 years, or it never gets it really, because what needs to be gotten is the innermost self is not the actor. So there's a conceding to the innermost self, which I'm just using AA, yeah, to say something. Uh, the message goes to the innermost self, which is the us, let's say. And the us is not the actor. So self manifesting in various ways is what has defeated us through the actor. Yeah. So self is the actor they're describing, and us is what's defeated. Yeah. So for us to be free from the defeat, it's important to see you're not the actor. It's almost imperative. Yeah. Because if you don't, it's just going to be another part of the movie. Yeah. And maybe the movie will be you'll go in and out, in and out. And I'll tell you, the writers for the actor have adapted the actor to AA. I meet a lot of people who know their knowledge of AA is unbelievable, but it's part of the problem now. Yeah. They know too much in a sense. Yeah, so they can describe why they're screwed and all the circumstances, but they're still drunk. It's not working. Yeah. So it's the actor. To me, self-knowledge availing you nothing in this play is the actors claiming to have the knowledge. Yeah. Well, there's a knowing in the us. That's the unsuspected resource. There's a knowing that things could be better. There's a knowing that something's up. You would see it with people's descriptions, but it wouldn't formulate into an understanding. They would be like, oh, I felt like I was possessed. Something took me over. Yes, a demonic intelligence or whatever. And they didn't have much support, so it dies. But that was right on. Yeah, they were actually feeling something from the us that something was imposing shit on them. Yeah. And it wasn't them. But this is why we like to come every week to to standardize this idea so that when someone starts saying it's a demonic possession, hey, yeah, bro, let's look into that. So for there to be a possession, there has to be the possessor and the possessee. Yeah. Let's see the difference and go to this page and here, does this sound familiar? Yeah. Well, it's a description, not of you. Yeah. What? It's the description of the actor. As it says in that last sentence you said, our actor, our actor. Yeah. It doesn't say our actors. It says our actor. So in life, alcoholism, when it goes to a certain point, is representing us completely as an actor. So these are all of our actor, not all of our actors, one actor, yes. And actually, it's not ours. That's the dilemma of powerlessness. We're its, yeah. We're not, it's not our actor. Oh, stop that. No, we're it in a sense. So we're in a dilemma of powerlessness. And that's why in the third step, if it was you and not the actor, you would just turn your will and life over to the care of a higher power because it would be in under your domain, yeah? But it's in the actor's domain, so you have to make a decision, yeah? Not as the actor, but as the us to turn your will and life or to present the willingness or the interest in having something take over the care of your life other than self. Yeah. So we have to make a decision, like sort of, oh, the actor's busy. Let's make that decision. Yeah. Yeah. And then go ahead and it sets off the grace. Yeah. And then something gets introduced to the life, and it's not just us, the actor, it's now us, the actor, and the higher power. And the higher power puts the actor in its place. Yeah. If we follow these simple suggestions, literally, and live by the principles as best we can. And there's huge room to make mistakes and atone for them and just keep on keeping on. But the operation is to separate the us from the actor. That's all. So the us can start living without being smothered by this actor. It's a beautiful symbolism. A lot of times it's not emphasized, but I feel it should be emphasized because if you get sober as the actor, it's different than if you're sober from the actor. Yeah. As the actor, you may get 30 sponsees and this and that and be totally fucking insane. Yeah. Where you need to have go into a place because you have a nervous breakdown. Yeah. You look good on paper, but it's not actually working. So I feel it's imperative to see the difference between us and what has defeated us, and to make and just have it sort of the new basis, yeah, a, a readily available space between you and what has defeated you, yeah, just by the simple knowledge that it ain't us, yeah, because if you don't, it can go to some lengths where the person will think they hate themselves, which is insane, literally. Yeah. To have that show going on in you that there's one actor that's hating you, but you think it's you hating you. Yeah. So the actor turns on the host and really is fucking pissed and shit like that, but it's the only vehicle it's got, that host. Yeah. And then it's berates it and goes on, and you're sitting there thinking you're doing all that. That's unbelievable. I mean, when people, get saved, like they've gotten fell and they fell into something and they're stuck. This is like that, saving people in a sense. Yeah. Saving people from taking the actor that can turn on you as them, and just at least have a possibility, a clear one, that which is attacking you is not you. Yes, hallelujah, please. I mean, you can't be shot and the same and be the one who fires the gun. That would be a suicide. Yeah. There's like you're getting shot and then you have the story you shot yourself. It's insane. Yeah. So this is the one of the clearest parts, I feel. Well, they're all clear. Because the first requirement, and this is a linear program. There's steps, yeah? And people have realized either the easy way or the hard way, that you don't want to go do the ninth step before you've done the first step. Yeah. It produces a condition that gets you ready for the next change, so to speak. Yeah. So step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if it says here, the first requirement, that's an important requirement. Yeah. And the first requirement is what? that we be convinced. Now, I hope that's all in the past tense. You don't have to get convinced now in the active day. You can look over the past and realize, yeah, what? That any life, including yours, run on self-will can hardly be a success. Yeah. That's the first requirement. What is self-will? Self-will is what they're describing as the actor self. Yeah. So you could use it that way. Any life run on the actor or as the actor is hardly going to be a success. There you go. Yeah. And then, therefore, you get the real spirit of the program where you don't produce a state of not fighting anyone or anything. You're brought to that state. Yeah. You don't create the neutrality. You're placed in the neutrality. You're relieved of the bondage of self. Yeah, you're relieved. You're not doing the relieving. You're the you're the receiver of the relief. Yes, you're not the producer of the relief. And that theme sets perfectly with the description of what has defeated us as self or the actor. Yeah. So we don't, because if not, you're trying to get relief as the actor. Yeah. And that's a conundrum of self can't get out of self. Yeah. You learn about self, but you're living as if you're a self. And then you attempt, and it makes complete sense in that insane logic to try to get out of it. And it's the biggest in. Yeah. Because self can't get out of self. You don't sit and talk to self about that. You recognize that it's a failed system. And one of the aspects is it can't get out of itself. The second one that's pointed out in these paragraphs is no matter how much evidence that your life is unmanageable, it will just disregard that and say, I just got to do better. That's all. It's never going to get it. You just might as well jump off that horse now. It's not getting it. Yeah. It's the actor is not going to become a service animal. It's not going to become your amigo. It's not going to become hand in hand. You're going to traipse the road of happy destiny. No. Unfortunately, or fortunately for us, it's turned into a malignant uh, activity. Yeah. It needs to be removed. And if you keep seeing it as you, that's a scary thing. But it's sort of like we had that story about the tumor. The person has a tumor on their left side and it keeps growing to the point where they got to get special shirts and stuff like that. But the person who's has the tumor does not have the idea that it's not part of them. Yeah. So it's just making the best it can, trying to live around the tumor. Yeah. And so it's sort of weird but it's identified as that. So it starts going into websites about and other people who have tumors, and there's a dating site, and he meets another person with an adjoining tumor, and he has all this tailoring and clothes, and then somebody finally says, "Hey, you can have that removed." Yeah. You don't have to clothe it, feed it, get a date for it. You can have it removed. It's not you. Yeah. So what? And then what would happen? The head would be, well, that's great, but I have all those shirts and I like that leather jacket with the tumor hole, whatever. So there's this, I feel this, it sounds ridiculous, but I feel this is one of the great handicaps of people in recovery is not having a clear recognition that what has defeated them is not them. Yeah. I feel like it's like a petri dish that a lot of shit grows in. Yeah. And I feel we need to, because it usually turns acidic and we want it to be alkaline. Yeah. So here's the message. There's been a 2 or 3 paragraphs calling, describing what has defeated us and calling it the actor. Yeah. And that the actor isn't, there's not individual actors, there's the actor taking over individuals, let's say. Yeah. And the funny thing is, the last thing the actor wanted for the any other actor to occur was meeting a lot of other actors. Yeah, because sooner or later, when you're sitting in a meeting and you're the terminal uniqueness of your actor, and then you're hearing about their thoughts, they sure sound like yours. So how can they be yours if they're so shared? Yes. And there's that cracks the wall. Yeah, it does. The curtain gets rent, and then there's something you see. Yeah, and to me, it's not like letting the sunlight of the spirit in, it's letting the sunlight of the spirit out, really. I feel like we are really the representative of the sunlight of the spirit. We're awake. Did you become awake? You're awake, aren't you? You're hearing. Do you always hear what you want? No, because the hearing is before your likes or dislikes, and the seeing and the feeling and the tasting and the touching and actually the thinking. Yeah. And this whole idea that we want to control that awakeness instead of aligning ourselves with the awakeness. Yeah. To me, that's perhaps is the better way. And how do we do that? Well, we tell the truth about how much faith has been put in finite self. And through the program, that faith will be put into the infinite. Yeah. And the car is going to have miraculous changes, not by working on the car, but getting a new driver, really. Have you ever get a new car? I have one similar. It has about 800 options that I only know 2 or 3. It has it can beep when a car's close. It can do tons of shit. Yeah, it does the wipers automatically. Yeah, I basically it would do a whole lot for me, but I don't have any knowledge of the possibility. Yeah, so I just get in, use it to go. It's not bad that way. But in the case of being taken over by this actor, you're ending up on with a bean and rice menu every day. You're getting the same old, the same thoughts. What is a resentment? It's a refeeling. It's triggering a refeeling of something that may not even have happened, really. The head can make shit up. You know that, right? Yeah. The head makes mountains out of molehills. It can make a trauma that never happened be a trauma you feel like is reverberating right now. Yeah, it has a, it wields a powerful thing, the mind. Yeah. So, yeah, beautiful, beautiful reading. So the first requirement, yeah, that any life run on self-will can hardly be a success. On that basis, so what does AA change? The basis of our life, yeah? Instead of relying on self, we rely on a higher power, whatever that higher power means to you. It could be the ancient Buddha, or it could be just a wind on a hot day, whatever it is. But now you're that unsuspected inner resource has been accessed. Yeah, yeah. So I really liked this part, this stuff, because when I read this before, I never saw early on the distinction between us and the actor. Yeah. And I feel like we need to really uh, like put walls on that separation and let that grace flow, you know? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anything? Yeah. Kathleen.
Oh, yes, we have Sean, NorCal. And then after that, John B.
All right. Sean.
Hey, Paul. Happy birthday, Kathleen. Paul, I have a question. If there's no self-will, how do you, how does one align that with God's will?
There's will. There's will. It's either being directed by self or God, if you want to call it that way. But there's will here for sure. Yes? There's nothing, will isn't just self-will and then trying to change that. Will is in and of itself something, and then it's going to be driven by one or the other in this hours. The way we see it in recovery is there's only two ways. It's either you're being driven by self or you're being driven by the higher power. Yes? Yeah. So doesn't mean if there's no self, there's no will. No. Will and self are two different things. Yeah. You combine them and your life's probably not going to be successful. So self will. So now we're going to attach that wagon of will. We're not, but we're going to live a life that's going to attach that wagon of will to the higher power. Yes? So will is going to be directed. Yeah? Yeah.
Great, thanks, Paul.
Yeah. So self-will is when there's no self there, it doesn't mean there's no will. There's will, but there's no self. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Uh, we got John in Glastonbury.
Hey, Paul.
Hey.
Yeah, well, you mentioned, yeah, your friend who ended up had to be put away for a few weeks because the service junkie. I knew, I knew somebody who's had 20 years sober, and he dropped dead of a heart attack, and everyone was shocked. But the way I saw it, he's a nice guy as well, so it was sad. But the way it had a lesson in it because he was sponsored hundreds of people. Just, he had a home group. He sponsored so many people. He drank, and then he came into AA and just did that really fast, like just did loads of AA, lived really fast. And it was like the head was just, it got AA and he was a huge figure in the town I lived, and everyone was so shocked when he passed away because of how much service he did. But I could tell yeah, it was unnatural or something. Yeah, I could always see this. Hundreds of sponsees, hundreds, you know. But yeah, just another example of I've seen that happen as well. Yeah.
Yes. It's again, when I came in, I wanted it to be simple. This is a good act, this is a bad act. Yeah. But it isn't that simple because there's a subjective reaction to the acts. And that subjective reaction, you can't see it out in the open. There's no scales the way, but you'll feel it. And the point of bringing stuff up that seems foreign to us is that it actually isn't foreign to us. Somewhere in us, there's a knowing of it. Yeah.
Mm.
It's been made foreign to us by this this occupation. So, yeah. All of these things are good and stuff, but the head can be overdoing it. You have no idea what's going on. Yeah, you
Mm.
really don't. And it's nice, you know, as a way of life, there was a big thing with Buddha about the middle way, yes, where he saw stuff in life and he went to the extreme. He's like meditating constantly, not eating, fasting and stuff like that. And he was completely like fried out. It went too insane, like having hundreds of sponsees and service every second of the day. And he was on the side of a river and he saw this boat come by and a musician had a, a, a string instrument and he saw the guy tuning it and he realized if you tune it too tight, it snaps. If you tune it too loose, it doesn't play. So you just have to tune it, have a balance, or like, and that became the great middle way. Yeah. So it's any extreme in service and stuff like that may not be healthy in a lot of ways. Yeah. Yeah. So it's not too tight, not too loose. And if you don't know what it feels like to be balanced, you will if you stay with us in this
Yeah.
program. You're gonna feel like people I know, they have a thing. If they go to, let's say, 3 meetings a week, there's an edge that used to be there, it's blunted, yeah? And if they stop going to 3 and they only go to 2, that edge gets sharper. So they just go back to going to 3, yeah? So they now have a sense of what allows a balance in their life, and they follow the suggestions to have that balance, yeah?
Mm.
You recognize, you had none of that when you're out there. So the people know, like, all right, the maintenance, if I take 70 milligrams of this, it works. So I'm going to take 500 milligrams. That doesn't mean it's going to work. Yeah. So you find your little niche and stuff and what works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes you more of use, tell you the truth. And that's one of the agendas of recovery is to become maximum use, not to yourself, but to others. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can let the higher power wield you whatever way it wants. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well, in my own life, I had similar experience. You know, I remember a time where I was doing a meeting every day, and then I was doing hours of meditation. I got very sick, actually. You know, I got very unwell, just doing so much recovery. The head had got recovery and
yes,
was just spinning it, but I survived it and I learned from it, and now that balance is definitely in my life, definitely for
that's
years now. Yeah.
yes. And that's that balance doesn't come from making all the waves smaller.
No.
It's in our basis of living. The basis of living is the real solidity that makes like you to be able to travel through rough waters, so to speak. Yeah, yeah. I think it just over the years you're in the habit of being sober, and then there's in the beginning it's like staying sober is the thing, yeah, in a lot of ways because there's a pull and a push. Something's is trying to keep you in its own gravitational field, and yet you've had an invitation of recovery and you're getting pulled that way. So the main point is just to stay sober a day at a time. But then there's a being sober. Yeah. It becomes more of a verbing. And then just like the idea of you do the steps and then the steps do you and then the steps and you are integrated. Yes. Yeah, there is a process in the recovery. And you overdo it, great. If you survive it, it's valuable. It is, yeah. I mean, I want to save the world. Well, yeah. No, nice to see both of you, John, and stuff. And we've got Martin and Miss Volkman and Rick Rowe. No, he's just giving the thumbs up. All right. We got who?
Yeah, I think I was first. Thanks, Paul. I heard you make the distinction between us, higher power, and actor today. And I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about that. I suppose the higher power leads us from the entanglement with the actor back to the us. But I was wondering also, once we're completely in the us and we've kicked both actors, why is the higher power still necessary?
Well,
Like, why
there
do
is,
we have
well, at that point, the higher power changing the situation, that necessariness is gone. But maybe you're just absorbed in the idea of a higher power. Yes.
But you mean the higher power is perhaps like the voiceless voice guiding us through this world. But if we're really in that non-dual space, wouldn't that drop because we've given the body-mind completely back to duality?
Well, exactly. You would be the higher power.
But that never happens completely, or?
Of course it does in a lot of ways. Uh, but it's best not to really say it in the trinity of the actor, the person, and the higher power. Yes? It's you can live it, but it's best it doesn't work when you say it too much. You might as well keep the distinction, yeah, temporary as it is, between the actor, the us, and the higher power. And at least allow, because you're all in this little dream that you're in a pod with three P's, so to speak. You want to get them lined up, or you want them to be lined up in a different way. You can't seem to get out of the pod yet, so so something will put the hierarchy in place, which is higher power, us, and actor, instead of actor, us, and higher power. Yeah, yeah. So you live something, but it's best not usually be talked about or said. Yeah. You're not being of maximum use in recovery in a lot of ways. So here we're in AA. So if you can draw amazing things inside the lines. You don't have to go outside the lines of AA. Yeah. And something can be intimated. Of course, if something is always available at all times, right where you are, with no requirement necessary to meet it, I guess you're it. But that's not the point, yes? There needs to be a distinction, yes? Because the three taken to be the one doesn't work, yeah? So we need to have a distinction from the actor and us, yes? And then the higher power, yeah? Yeah? Yeah, yeah. Because a lot of this place here is about the draw. It's about what's driven, really. Yes, what's driven, and people are more apt to see it if you say it's a self-driven car or it's driving itself. Yeah, it's matter. You might as well see that you've been driven by one thing, and there's an option that you can be driven by another thing in duality. It works better. Yes. Yeah, and we're not looking to be right. We're looking for what works. Yeah, we can be right that there's nothing you ever need to do, but there's the person having a really heavy day in the head. Yeah, might as well. Yeah, yes. So that's how I see it. I've been through this for years, speaking in recovery. I've learned a whole lot about when I have an event where I'm speaking and reactions to the speaking. Yeah. And over the years, all the individual things been forgotten, but the patterns of reactions to things have been remembered. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't stand on a soapbox and proclaim anything. Doesn't work. But yeah. So just putting it this way, the rest will be revealed or not to you or as you. It's fine. Let's just get clear about the actor, and so that we stop taking it to be us. Let's start there. First things first. Yeah. Yeah. And then the other stuff will play out and you'll know intimately. Yeah. You won't need to hear it. Yeah. Yeah. You'll be hearing everything, with its chiming in. There'll be a feeling that will come with all the hearing of everything. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Martin. Now, all right for you? Yes. Yeah.
Yep, thanks.
So in this place in recovery, there's a need for a Trinity. Yeah. It's not working with two, me and God. We have to see us, actor, and higher power. The two, just me and God, isn't working because the me and God, the me is infected with the actor. Yes. So it looks like it's only about two, but it's really about three, and it needs to be seen that it's really about three. Yeah. And so, and then when that's seen, what gets emphasized more is us and the higher power, and what gets emphasized less is the actor. Instead of thinking we're two, what's being emphasized is the actor a lot. Yeah, without us knowing it. Yeah. So the shadow is actually taking form, and you're like a vague, unsuspected resource, really. And that's why it's so cool that we have meetings, because then you, with all your sense of terminal uniqueness, you park next to another one. Yeah. And if the radio's on in that car, it sure sounds like the radio you've been listening to in your car. It seems to be on the same station of K Paul or K Steve or K Mary. But the K is always preceding all the names. Yeah. Yeah. This is the point of this meeting, is that. Yeah. 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 This is not a threesome. You don't want a threesome. You want to have a monogamy with the higher power. Yeah. Marry it. It's a wise move. Get married to it. I'm serious. Get married to it. Have a vow of marriage with the third step. Realize you made a decision to give this life over to the care of this power. Yeah. Whatever starts talking about butts and it's not you. That's the actor trying to chime in. You've made the decision. Live with it. It's awesome. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. That's not you. You knew you were fucked. Yeah. And now you know you're not actually. And the head doesn't want to know that. It wants to keep you believing you're fucked, probably. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyone? We've got Miss Volkman. Let's say hello to Miss Volkman.
Hello. Yeah, thank you what you said now.
Lola, down.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I
okay.
just heard Lola bite the dog.
Okay. Yeah, what you said about the Trinity now, everything, and the service of Buddha, I never heard about that, the balance, because I was haunted still with doing service and not doing enough service. So my mind was still haunting me. And recently I had a real clarity, and I really heard Mickey speaking, because she was really softening this mind, by repeating again and again, you're being, not doing, being, doing, not doing, being, yeah. And that suddenly also came here through with complete clarity, and there was such a release of this doing, like it's like an obligation. It's this, you have to, so it's again really the mind like, boo, you need to do something. And so that freed a lot up here. I feel this also now, and also understanding what you're also saying is more, that what we are is, yeah, it's really I am being, I am. And this takes care of much more than one form can even do, with their hands helping here or there. So I understand this now. I understand that. And that's very beautiful and very relaxing.
Yeah. Great.
Uh, yeah,
I'll laugh with you on that. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, so also thank you for all the support. And also Mickey, even if she's not visible, present with us, I know she is with us. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Fantastic, Ms. Volkmann. Yeah. You're a lifetime member of Zen Bid Club.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Anyone else in there? Hmm.
Looks like Jacob would like to say something, Paul.
All right.
Hey, Paul. It's been a while. Glad to be back.
Oh, Jacob. Ah,
Hey,
prodigal son.
that's
Yes.
right. Returned. And yeah, man, I feel feels good to be back. I feel like I definitely needed this meeting. Uh, in a way, I feel like my time with you and the time with this group really gave me the tools that I needed to go through this last period of my recovery. But the last period of my recovery has been pretty isolated. Um, yeah, and I feel that conscious contact, and I that's always there. Um, but there have been a few things that have kind of fallen to the wayside, such as service and such as being part of a community, and feeling a little shame also about coming back to this meeting. I think I talked to you a little bit about that on the phone last we spoke. And yeah, there's one thing that was kind of like always biting at the back of my mind, which I was on medical assisted treatment, so on Suboxone for a long time.
Yeah.
So I had 6 years sober, but it was 6 years sober on Suboxone, and that never felt completely true. But I've been off the Sublocade Suboxone for 9 months now, and kind of back on full abstinence, full sobriety, and it feels great, but also it feels scary, and there's a bit of anxiety as well. Um, but again, that conscious contact is always there, and I feel good. I don't feel like I feel like I am in the habit of being recovered. I feel like this has still been it's been a beautiful process, but also it's been a kind of a harrowing one. And yeah, my brother is also in this meeting right now. He's struggling a little bit, but I don't think he's gonna talk today. But I just wanted to bring him along and also come back to the meeting, come back to the flock, and tell you guys thank you, share my experience, and yeah, just share the love. So I'm glad to be back, and I hope to be back more.
Oh, fantastic, Jacob. Very nice to see you. Yeah.
Thanks, Paul.
Yes. Very nice. Yeah. You got to go through what you got to go through. Yeah.
That's right.
You can travel lighter through it. That's the good thing. It doesn't mean you're not going to have to go through what you got to go through. You just travel lighter through it. Yes. Yeah. Then the operating table mostly is like a chaise lounge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very comfortable. And then every once in a while, there's something that needs to be looked at. And then, yeah,
Yeah. Got to call the proctologist.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. But you go back, it's solid no matter what. But it usually ends up being a chaise lounge. Yeah. Pretty nice. Very nice. Yeah. Well, great, bro. I'm happy to see you very
Thanks,
much.
Paul.
Yeah. Anyone else? Or we'll start saying goodbye, I think. No. Well, let's first join in on a beautiful happy birthday to Kathleen. So a one, a two, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kathleen. Happy birthday to you.
Hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
Hurrah!
Thank you. Thank you all. That was so sweet.
Happy birthday, Kathleen.
I think we're ready to be a choir.
Yeah.
We have to all be live in person. Just find that out.
We'd have to do yeah, we gotta get all right. Well, let's say goodbye. So Kathleen, happy birthday,
Thank
truly.
you very much, Paul. My pleasure.
Pleasure to know you and stuff.
Mhm.
We got Rick Rowe, always a pleasure to see Rick. We Betty in Nevada, John in Florida, John, UK, Glastonbury, thank you. Chris B, always, Sean, NorCal, Danny, Miss Volkman next to the furnace of Thor. That's pretty good. Paula, John K, Stephen, Matt, Rico, nice to see you, man. Chad, Joseph, France, Matt in Chicago. He's in my house. So we got Jess and Vlad. Nice to see both of you. And Jules on vocals, Denise H. Well, there's a loving presence that expresses itself through our group conscience. Yes? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Well, see you soon. I'll be tomorrow. What's today? Thursday? So Saturday. Yeah, Saturday we have a meeting Pacific time, 1 p.m. and people come live. And it's great. It's a great pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity to share and yeah, sit with all of you. Thanks. See you guys.